Will Prime Minister May get her deal through Parliament?
Yeah, one of the big questions then for the weeks ahead, Naira and Manus, good morning to you. She'll be addressing Parliament, she'll be addressing the House of Commons later on today, making her case, trying to convince MPs to back her and her deal for Brexit. She says if MPs do not back her, then we'll be back to square one with the division and uncertainty that would involve. It doesn't look easy, though, on the numbers. 325 is what she needs. At the best of times, she relies on the DUP to give her 10 of those votes, and they have said consistently over the weekend when they had their conference that they really do not like the vote. And then we've heard from tens of our own MPs on Twitter and elsewhere talking about how they will not back the deal. So now many in the markets are starting to ask whether it will take more than one vote to get this through the House of Commons, if indeed it does get that far. Frankly, from here, all roads still remain open. Could we end up with a second referendum? Could we end up with no-deal Brexit? Could we end up with a general election and a different government and an extension to the negotiations? Could we end up with just a leadership challenge? I say just a leadership challenge to Theresa May if she fails to get her deal through. Many questions as we head not just towards March, but before that, towards Christmas. Naira, Manus?
And I don't know whether you've encapsulated the four horsemen of the apocalypse there, but you've certainly ramrodded a lot of bad outcomes into one scenario planning. Let's take it to Brussels. Maria, you're on the ground there. I watched this news conference yesterday afternoon. The language was emphatic from the three of them, Juncker, Tusk and Barnier. I thought Tusk left a little wiggle room. What do you reckon?
Well, Manus, I think really the message yesterday was no, this is a deal that's been in the making for 17 months, 600 pages. It's not been easy. Now you have it. For the European Union, clearly they've always said Brexit by definition cannot be a success. Clearly everyone here is shocked when the UK decided to vote to leave the European Union. And at this point, I think the general sense here yesterday was that this is the best outcome out of a bad situation. But there's going to be no more concessions. This really is the deal. The words of Juncker yesterday, the head of the European Commission, he said, really, it's take it or leave it, and the UK Parliament should, at this point, be smart enough and wise enough to say and accept that this is really the final deal from Brexit when it comes to the UK. So it's up to London now to decide. When it comes to Brussels, really, the deal has been sealed.